your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions, press 2.
Hello. Salutations.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Love Talk Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you have to wait a while for the good stuff. Other times, it's going to come right at you on time. Tonight is not one of those on-time moments. It is one of those moments where you've waited a few weeks here, right through WrestleMania, and we do appreciate you for watching live on YouTube, for watching live on Twitch, on Twitter, and Facebook Live, as always. And tonight, we are out. We are officially live on Blog Talk Radio as we speak. We are going out to the millions upon millions out there. And then, folks, now we'll be able to listen to us tomorrow via the World Wide Web and any of your podcast apps. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful, glorious week in Chicago. The weather is here. I'm just going to hand this thing over to Alfred Ferdinand Larcher III.
Well, greetings and salutations from the city of Wynn. My name is Alfred Ferdinand Larcher III, and today is the 11th day of the 4th month of the year, 2023. And we got all the 411 you need right here as we go through all the happenings of sports, life, and wrestling in the Chicagoland area. I understand it's a gorgeous day outside. I, of course, spent all day yesterday breaking my back and installing a new air conditioner. So I don't know how nice it is outside, but it's very nice in here.
The air conditioner works, then, is what you're getting at.
Yeah, I've had nothing but problems for the last, 4 or 5 years. Mm-hmm. I had a decent one, but it fried itself out, so I threw that one out. Then last year I decided, well, I'm going to spend a little money on the air conditioning, so I went and I got one of those inside units, with the hose that goes to the outside. Second time I bought one of these damn things, they never work. They're terrible. They're garbage. So this thing would fill up a bucket of water, a full bucket of water every 6 hours. And if you slept 8 hours, the bucket of water would spill all over your floor. So I had to throw that damn thing out. Ugh. So I went on the Amazon. I said, what is the best air conditioner money could buy? I don't care how much, I don't care what. And it was like $500, but it's a gorgeous piece of machinery. It came with equipment to actually, put it in the window properly. And it has a U shape. It has a U shape, so the window goes down into it. It's very nice. So all right. I'm very excited about my air conditioner.
Sounds like it's installed correctly at this point, and it's operating in good shape too. That's great. Nice job, Al.
Wonderful.
Much like with the cat box that you got, you spin up.
That's right. Sometimes you have to.
Dude,
although I've been having problems with the cat box lately, so I have to work on that.
I'm sorry to bring it up. My bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I see you just finished a shift over at Chitgo because you got the uniform on. So
wait, what's the uniform?
Well, you look like everybody who works over there. You got the same outfit on everybody wears over there. So
what? I
assume you just finished. That's like that's the dress code over there.
What you can see of me now. What is the CHGO uniform?
Well, you got the Baird style copying mine. You got that. You got the hat with the dopey build. You got the sunglasses, and you got the checkered shirt. I mean, it's clearly. Let me guess. Do you have nice shoes on too? Let me see. Do you have your sneakers on?
No, I'm wearing
your gym shoes.
I'm wearing my running shoes that are actually just shoes.
Okay, so you changed when you got home. I see.
Yeah. I take some issue with that. First of all, if you know anybody who wears checkered shirts, who's one person in your life that wears checkered shirts a lot?
Yeah, it was me up until everyone else started doing it.
Much longer before CHGO. Would you have said if somebody's like, hey, name 3 of your friends?
No. You're looking much crisper. Much crisper now that you work there.
Well, thanks for noticing, Al. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's kind.
Yeah. I don't know. Do they have a uniform dress code? Do they talk this over? Do you guys have meetings and everybody gets together? And
unfortunately, the last shift that I worked at CHGO was a Cubs post game on my father's birthday on May 16th of 2022. So I was not there today.
Hmm.
I was at Absolutely Chicago Segway, the colors orange there representing, soon to be Absolutely Chicago Electric Tours, perhaps.
Very nice. Upgrading.
Yeah, we got something new coming out over there. There's something new for everybody. I see Hawker there. I haven't seen Hawker in quite a while. Let me tell you.
Well, since the mob threw me out, I didn't think they came around anymore.
No, I think there's a place that we can mend all of that. I think we can mend all of that. I wouldn't say that it's no more CHGO. I would say, oh, thank you. Perfectly groomed beard. I like that. I agree. Hawk, what I would say is it's on hold. But in talking with Jake over there, the last time we talked, he said to me, these words. He said,
it's for life.
CHGO,
I know. We've heard this story.
Okay.
For life, right?
He said CHGO is like the NWO. It's for life. Watch out for the spoiler over there. I see the LWO is making a big comeback these days.
That's right. The Latino World Order back in full effect.
There you go. That's awesome. Yeah. No, I was at work today, and actually, Al, it went long, and I hate when it goes long these days because that construction on the Kennedy is every bit the bullshit that I thought it was. So tomorrow I'm going to ride the e-bike to work.
I only wish mine would go long.
Do you?
Well, anyways, the draft is coming up. A couple weeks away from that. I do have a draft. I have a draft specialist. I'm going to see if maybe we can get him on next week.
Please do.
Over there at Angelo Analytics. Maybe he'll come on, talk us a little bit about the draft.
That'd be fun. I would like that a lot. Let's do it. Let's chat draft.
Oh, no, Hawker. I was booted from that damn group. I was nobody here agrees with you, is what I was told.
I seem to recall you leaving, but I think there is something we can oh wow. They pretty much disbanded. Did you catch that?
Well, listen, the feds are going down. They're taking out. The outfit isn't quite as strong as it once was.
I mean, the outfit isn't much as strong either. Yeah, it seemed like everybody was kind of just. It was a good. I enjoyed that space through the pandemic. It got me through it. I enjoy everybody that I've met there. Almost everybody, and I like it a lot. It's I actually listened to the show today as well for a bit. But
Hawker's a good guy. We know that. So.
Hawk's a good person, that's for sure. So I was listening. I was at work. It kept me late. The boss is coming in 2 weeks, so I've got to start cleaning up. So
now, will you wear
late nights here?
Will you wear the flannel with the large blue checkered pattern on the day your boss comes? Do you get a little extra crisper?
Yeah, probably the blue one, just a little bit. And there I might go back to the barber to clean it up. I've been going to the barber now to clean this up because
I know, because you're an urban hipster.
I can't control it. Like I try to trim it right. I ended up shaving off a bit of my mustache, and then I got to go, and then it's gone, So I'm working on it. About a month and a half ago, I got it trimmed. I'm going to do it again soon. Probably, I don't know, for the holidays here.
Back in the Comedy Excellent days, I was getting my beard trimmed. There was a Muslim Freemason guy who opened a shop by me, and I'd go over there, and he would get me all nice and fresh, as the kids say.
That sounds great. I like that.
What's that? I've never done the manicure or the pedicure.
Oh, funny you should say, Al. I was thinking of things like Al and I should go hang out. Let's go to a bar. Drinking's not your top thing. I mean, you'll have drinks, right? But
I like drinking. I don't know where you get this. I don't go to a bar.
I'm an alcoholic, is what I'm saying. Like I drink.
Yes. You. I want to talk to you about drinking at the grocery store. That's the lowest form of humanity.
Are you shitting me?
Yes.
Are you shitting me?
No, I'm not shitting you. I'm 100%.
Oh, I'm sure you never shopped high before in your life. I'm sure of it. Listen.
Actually, I mean, I have.
If you're able to leave early on a Friday, hey, 6:45. If you're able to leave early on a Friday, you stop by a Mariano's that's got a bar, you grab a beer for $3 and you're shopping and you're having that beer, that cooling down beer. It's a Friday night. You're going home to happy hour anyway. It's
shop. Just shop. I'm going to wear a T-shirt. I'm going to get a T-shirt that just says hashtag just shop. And I'm going to go in there and I'm just going to shop.
All right. I'm going to get a shirt that says more bars and grocery stores. And you're going to get a T-shirt that says no bars, just shop.
Just shop, man. That's all you need to do. Get your groceries and get out. No one needs to be dicking around with alcohol. We don't need boozers driving carts around the aisles, getting into accidents.
Come to find out, you probably didn't like that tweet. I didn't see a like from you on that tweet. You did not like it.
I don't think I did.
Because it's not like I can go to a bar, Al. I can't just I'm not going to stop at a bar on my way home from work.
Why not? Millions of Americans do.
I'm going to the grocery. It's a fine excuse to go to the grocery.
You know what they need bars? They need bars in things like the DMV. Where you're waiting. You're waiting to get your number called. You just sit there. You have a drink. Like the DMV should think about. If this mayor has any balls, this new guy. What a joke this is. If this Johnson, a big Johnson, gets in there and he's got any balls, he'll put bars in the DMVs.
Yeah. I agree, because it's a long line. It's funny you should say. My brother-in-law at Easter was saying the same thing. He said the last time he was at the DMV, the line was forever. Just put a bar in there while you're waiting. It makes complete sense. So you're the second person to bring it up. Great point, Al. Thank you so much.
I'm a man of the people.
Perfect.
Less in grocery stores, more in DMVs. More in government buildings in general. And courthouses.
Huh? Okay. Yeah.
Oh, less government buildings, but
right.
Oh boy,
I've got to do a thing here real quick. I've got to do a quick socials over here while you're you were going to tell me about the thing.
Oh, you mean you were doing something off the air? I thought you were about to do a bit for us. I thought I was pausing, so maybe you had. I thought there was some content coming, but no.
Don't you have something to tell me about your grocery store experience where there's no beer and it's all boring and shit?
Well, there's no beer. I go at night when there's not a lot of service, and you have to go through the aisles, and they're half empty, and there's still people to get in your way. It's frustrating. As a matter of fact, I got to go grocery shopping as soon as the show's over. That's why I'm not going to be smoking any weed tonight. Because I like to go to the grocery stores fully capable. Like a Bears GM.
Al, I'm not one to be somebody who is doing some peer pressure. I'm not going to sit here and tell you have to do anything a certain way. But what I would like to tell you is this. Get a little high right now and take yourself an Uber over there and then go. And it'll be great.
How am I going to get my groceries? I'm going to be the asshole buying groceries into an Uber? Come on, man.
Well, I mean, make sure you bring the right bags with you, the right stuff, and you can just you don't have to. You can.
I get plastic. I don't have any children. I'm not leaving any footprints like you littering this world. So I use plastic. I'm entitled to use my plastic bags.
Wait, what am I littering the world with?
Children. You're leaving a massive global footprint.
I'm littering the world with my children.
Your two children, your wife. You guys are leaving footprints everywhere. Me, one little guy. I'm like
what does that have to do with my plastic bag?
You're like a rabbit in the snow.
Ever since the pandemic, when they dropped the 7-cent tax on the bags.
Yeah.
I am now horrible again at bringing my own bag. I'm just horrible. I don't do it. I
stopped too.
I was doing it before the pandemic. I was
too. I was in
almost exclusively. I was getting really good at it.
Now I was exclusive. I had a system. I liked my system. I had my bags. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they told you can't use the bags anymore. I said, you know what? Fuck you. I'm out.
Never again. I'm out. Fuck this. For a man that once told me that you never do boycotts, that seems like a boycott.
No, it's not a boycott. It's a decision. There's a difference.
All right. Fair.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it just because I'm doing it because I don't want to do it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Fair. I'm in. Yeah. I almost got this social media post out there, and there it is.
So the Chicago Bears have a great draft position. You had a wonderful vacation. I had a WrestleMania, which, by the way, was fantastic. I mean, it was probably the best one ever. Awesome. Sorry you missed it. And
I read about it, and I watched parts of it.
How was the vacation? Did they still have the lion in the lobby, or did they get rid of the lion in the lobby? The tiger in the lobby.
The lobby of Brent's house?
No, the Great Wolf Lodge.
A lion in the lobby?
Yeah, they used to have a tiger.
No, they have these animatronics that are there. There's like trees. There's a woman. There's a raccoon. There's this little creepy boy. I don't remember seeing the lion, but Great Wolf Lodge, it was a fantastic experience. No,
yeah,
not
Hawker, the place.
It did start in the Dells from the people who owned Noah's Ark and sold it. Then they started Great Wolf Lodge, but now Great Wolf Lodge is owned by a corporation. It's all over the place. I went to one down by Cincinnati, Ohio.
The one that you went to in the Dells used to have a tiger in the lobby, a real tiger. Not none of this. You used to stick your fingers in there and kids would lose their hands. It was awesome.
Wait, there was actually a real tiger there?
Yeah, there was a giant cage and there was a tiger in it.
Oh, my kids got ripped off. That's bullshit. I want my money back. Oh,
Ohio is trash, 100%.
Nope. We drove through some wreckage of tornadoes from the day before. You know, we left on April 1st on Saturday, and there was a slowdown, and I started seeing what looked like pieces of like a machine shed, and sure as shit, it was pieces of a machine shed. We got up to there wasn't anything in the middle of the street or in the middle of the highway. 65, of course, Indiana, famous driving down 65 in Indiana, but it wasn't a slowdown because it was in the road. It was just people, gandering, and what do they call that? Gapers, everybody. And I did too. Like, I was like, holy shit, that building's gone, that kind of a thing. It was awful.
Yeah. Very uplifting story. Thank you, Clark.
You're welcome. Yeah, I thought. Brent, of course, was a gracious host. I know that you're going to go down there and visit. Brent and Liz were, and I know you're working on heading down that way. This summer, you're going to be making a trip to Indianapolis for some music, from what I understand.
Sorry, I'm going to see Bo Cephas, Hank Williams Jr. in Indianapolis. I haven't seen him in probably 15 years, so I'm excited about that. He's a little older now, a little grumpier, so it should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that.
I once saw Hank 3 with you.
Yeah. Old Sheldon.
No, I didn't see Hank 3 with you. You have seen Hank 3.
I've seen Hank 3 many a times.
What did I go to see with you? Oh, Waylon. Shooter. I saw Shooter Jennings with you.
Yeah, Shooter. Waylon's been dead a while. I did see Waylon live, but it was long before I knew you.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you got to see him.
Yeah. The only guy I missed seeing live was Johnny Cash.
Of the
Outlaws. Yeah.
The highlight of Indianapolis was seeing them, and also the Children's Museum. I'd always heard about it. It was as advertised for the kids, about 2.5 hours tops. It was great. Got outside with some sports stuff they have going on there. Of course, basketballs everywhere because it's Indiana, and one of the coolest tree houses I'd ever seen. So that was awesome. And then we went out to Ohio. We went to Jungle Gyms. Have you heard of this place?
No.
Grocery
Strip club?
It's a grocery store.
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't heard of it. Do they have a bar in the grocery store?
They don't. That's why I was like, let's get the fuck out. No, but they had a section with Ohio beers, and I bought those. So that was fantastic.
Well, of course you did. I mean, God forbid you go a couple days without a beer. I mean,
do you want some more uplifting stuff? So we stayed at one hotel because the Great Wolf Lodge was expensive. Go there on spring break. It was steep. So the first night we stayed at a hotel with a pool. We went out to dinner that night with Derek. I went and met Derek there with his family. His oldest daughter's birthday. We had a little birthday celebration at a place that was very.
Oh, you had to suffer through that.
It was just dinner with friends, basically, because it was just us there. But what was I going to say? Oh, the place was very similar to CPK, to be honest. Like a lot of the pizzas were named the same and the same ingredients.
Oh wow!
And Derek and I used to work there, so it was pretty funny. But my wife, Lauren, you know her, right?
I've met her. Yeah.
She's the only one who went with salad there.
Okay.
And about 11 o'clock that night, she said, guys, I'm going to have to head to bed. So she went to bed and woke up at 1:30, and she was throwing up all fucking night. All night. None of us got sick, after that. In fact, Vera got sick this morning at 3 o'clock, but that's 7 days later. That's something else. But
yeah.
Like she's the only one who had salad. That's all I can think of.
Well, I mean, you just described Ohio perfectly. Thank you. It was like You were like Kerouac in your description of Ohio with it, because I mean that's really what it is. It's you eat, you vomit, you leave.
So yeah, 6:30 in the morning. Hazel and I run to Walmart, pick up some Pedialyte, some Gatorade, bring it back. She sleeps from 6 until noon at checkout. I take the kids down to the continental breakfast, or I don't know if they call it that. The complimentary breakfast.
Yeah.
Then I take them to the pool to waste time. And anyway, we get over there, Great Wolf Lodge. The power is out when we go in. I walk in, Al, and I go, hey, I know there's access here starting at 1:00 to the water park, and then we can check in after 4. And he said, well, actually, the water park's closed until the power comes back on. And I go, the power. And then I looked up and looked around. And I'm like, oh, shit, there's no power here. That is correct. Like they had some. They must have had a generator that was running their computer, running a couple other things. Anyway, 2 hours later, the power comes back on after a couple of fire alarms, us getting escorted out, back in, blah, blah, blah. Kids had some games to play there, but we missed out on 2 hours or so of water park access. So we get into the water park, and then I go out to go check in. And while I'm walking out there, I get an email. They say, hey, we're going to give you a 25% refund.
Yeah, absolutely.
I decided
Damn right.
I'm not asking for anything else. That's great customer service. Thank you much. Boom. I'll take it. So I got a refund of over $160. I'll take it.
Right. That's good. I mean, it was probably worth the 2 hour wait just for that.
Holy shit. I want a power outage every time I go. Not going to lie. But yeah, everything worked out fine. Kids learned how to swim a little bit better. And in the water park, we didn't have any goggles. Vera didn't have any swimmies, and they both got better because of it. It was awesome. It was great. They loved it. The ride home sucked, but riding with kids does suck.
I would imagine so. I'm thinking about when I go down to Indianapolis.
The whole thing wasn't terrible. I've
done it one time before.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. A lot of bathroom breaks, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm thinking about doing Greyhound down in Indianapolis. The bus. I like the bus. Oh. $12. They take you right down to Indianapolis, Zach's. You get to ride with some convicts.
Yeah. Isn't it wise to maybe spend up a little bit on that bus down there? Why don't you fly it?
Nah, I don't want to fly it, man. I like gathering my thoughts, okay? Number one, planes are uncomfortable. There's a whole process you have to go through. You got to pack. You got to be there early. You got the bus. You show up. You don't even have to shower. I mean, you get on a plane, you got to shower. You know what I mean? You get on a bus, you just show up, brother. You sit there, you gather your thoughts. One of the things I miss, I drive, but for many years I took the bus and public transportation around this horrid city of ours. And one of the things I really enjoyed about taking the bus, especially late at night, was, it was always 3-4 hours late. And I would get to gather my thoughts, and I would have a little notepad, you know what I mean? And I would write jokes, I would write ideas, I would have thoughts. I would think. When you drive, you think, but you don't think like that. The creative juices don't flow as much. So I wouldn't mind having, 6 hours, 4 hours. I think it's like a 4-hour drive. Just maybe get a little stoned, listen to some Willie Nelson, Americana music, with the amber waves in the background, the silos, the wind turbines, and all the wonderful sights of Indiana. And just ride it out, man.
Yeah.
And then I can sing, I can do the wailing, line. On a Greyhound bus, Lord, I'm traveling this morning. That'd be awesome. So
I like it.
I might drive and stop in Paris and, see my old stomping grounds. Maybe hit up Terre Haute.
Okay. I like that. Then you can come up the Illinois way, up 57, then instead of 65, which works. I was going to say, like, you can get a lot more high if you're not driving it. Like driving kids, you can't get high at all while you're driving,
No.
Not that you can get high while you're driving, guys. You get high, you do the time, I think that's what the time said.
I don't drive stoned. I don't believe in any anything that to take away from your driving abilities. I think it's wrong. I can't stand when stoners tell me they drive better high. Like, I always just want to punch those people. Every stoner you ever talk to, you go, hey, you smoked a lot. Maybe you should. No, man, I drive better high.
When I would back before kids when I would get high and drive. I'd get paranoid a lot. Like anytime a cop was anywhere behind me.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pulling me over. Like, yeah, that's where it's like, it's not worth it. If all that paranoia is there. I was at the weed shop a couple weeks ago and a fella ordered near me. And he said, I've had this issue lately with the weed that I'm smoking. I've been smoking a long time, but lately I'm getting really paranoid from it.
Yeah.
Like, well, try a different strain. I don't know what to tell you. Let's go.
It's my biggest issue with marijuana. Sometimes I do get a little paranoid, and I mean, I live alone, so it's not a big deal. I mean, I could talk myself out of it and be like, "Oh, you're paranoid because you're smoking weed right now." Like, what are you doing, buddy? And that usually does it. But it's why I don't smoke weed when I work, because it was paranoia that was the issue. You'd be like, "Oh, I don't know. Did I play that person's song? Why is that person staring at me?
Yeah,
oh my God, what is going on?" People are very upset about the karaoke. I don't know. So I don't smoke weed when I work. I have, it's not like it's never happened, but
like it'll happen. It just doesn't happen. Will you have a whiskey while you're working here and there, or often?
Oh, yeah.
Or every week, every shift?
I don't. Like I tell my doctor, for due to works in a bar, I drink maybe twice a week.
Yeah.
While I'm working, I'll have one drink a night. I'll have like a pineapple beer. I'll have an Ace pineapple.
I do know a lot
it.
of folks like Hawker here who says I smoke weed all day, cannot function without it. Like I understand that. Like sometimes you got to do you with that. Like that's it. I'd say that I get high every 5 times a week, something like that. 5 days a week. Like when I get home, that's my whiskey. Sometimes instead of having a drink, I'll have a little bit of smoke.
Now, here's the thing. I actually prefer, like, I love making a Manhattan. That Tuesday's my Manhattan night. Like tonight around 1 o'clock in the morning. Thank you. Tonight about 1 in the morning, I'll be mixing up some Manhattans. I'll get like a double Manhattan made, and I'll get comfortable. Now, here's a funny thought. When I DJ, I generally don't smoke weed. But when I used to have an office job and worked in the cemetery, I was high all the time. Oh. They'd be like, hey, we need you to go check on a headstone. I'd be like, yeah, right, man. I'd be out, trying not to trip over headstones. That's the one job hazard when you're high in a cemetery, is tripping over headstones.
Yeah. Yep.
You're like, whoa, that's the mystery. There was like a headstone there that was the it was a Gacy victim. It was an unknown Gacy victim. So you get stoned and you look at that, you're like, whoa, man, I wonder who's down there.
Holy shit. Yep. Absolutely. I don't know if you know this, but back in my day, the karaoke guys at the facility you work at got high all the time. That's the guy who did it before me did it. The guy, some of the guys who did it during me did it, and I did it as well. You did it during the time I was there as well, but I don't think you were getting high as much. And look, you have longevity. You're still there.
That's right. That's why I'm the longest serving KJ in probably the history of the world.
There you go. Yeah, Hawker, back in my day. Yeah, I said back in my day. Yeah, I am a boomer. How about that? I'll take it. I'm almost 44, Al. I'm almost 44. I'm closer than you are.
To quote George Carlin, the boomers, they gave up cocaine for Rogaine. You and your fat ass doctors.
They're also starting to give it up for that graveyard of yours, I mean, rest in peace, Pops, of course, but that's where we are. We're there. Hot damn. Sean, I would hope that most folks are doing the same here. I listen to this podcast. Sean, great.
It's a smart move, brother.
Yep.
Smart move.
I don't think that there's a way that anyone could listen to it without, although, Ross, that podcast was getting messed up for a few weeks in a row and not getting out there, the podcast version that goes out to Spotify and all your podcast places, right? Ross, I sent him a text of a picture of Derek and I together because we were buddies back in the day without telling him of our plans at all. And he goes, yeah, I listened to your show. I knew this happened.
All right. That's because Ross is a fine American.
He knew this was happening. Like, what the fuck? I had no idea.
Ross is a fine American who runs a fantastic football league, and it's almost fantasy season, and I'm getting excited.
Yeah.
I'm getting, when I was a kid, and I played football, and like many kids did, I'll never forget the smell of fresh cut grass, in the morning. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Well, I love the smell of fresh cut grass in the morning. That smell always resonates with me. Well, lately the smell of spreadsheets and Excel has been resonating with me as we're getting closer. I'm getting the itch, man, to start playing some football again.
We're not that far off, are we?
No. I've been looking into buying a franchise. What's that? A dynasty.
Okay.
I'm thinking about buying a dynasty franchise. And
I noticed this year you haven't asked me yet about teaming up on a team.
Well, we're not even close to that point yet.
We're not close to the season yet. You were just talking about you're smelling the spreadsheets and shit.
Well, you could get a bastardized franchise for cheap.
Okay.
You could buy somebody else's orphan team, and then there's a discount generally that goes with that.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about maybe buying a bad team.
To turn a bad team around? A season?
What's up?
Can you turn a team around in a single season? Like, what do we do there?
Maybe. I mean, I'm a fantasy football master, so me, yes, I probably can. I don't know so much.
Oh.
Mark Lang says start a league. I would buy in. Maybe we will do a Larcher and Lawrenson league.
Oh,
what do you think?
Yeah, yeah, let's do it.
I'd be down with that.
Get that thing set up. Let's roll. I'm in.
All right, Mark, we'll hit you up, man. You can be one of one of the teams here, and we'll get it. We'll figure out money. We'll figure it all out.
Yeah, that's great.
'Cause I'm ready.
Now, since you're not getting high and you're going shopping tonight,
yeah,
you're probably gonna need to drive this show. Not that you have to drive all of them, but Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm planning on getting just a little spring,
I know your shirt says this. Like, I mean, you walk in looking like that, we know you're getting high, and it's probably some fancy. You're probably not even smoking. You're probably using one of them vapes. Is it a vape?
It is a vape.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, look at hipster Clark over here.
I don't smoke in the house, So
yeah, me neither.
I'm exclusively gummies. About a 5 milligram will get me started on a night just to kind of calm me. Just five CBD, 5 THC, but like a 10er does me just fine these days. It used to take like 25 milligrams, but I've cut back, I guess. When the summer comes up, I'll be cutting way back too. And like the show.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Shit. No,
that makes a lot of sense.
I'm a lot busier in the summertime.
Oh yeah, the summertime. You're gonna be cutting back. Mark my words, you're gonna be smoking less in the summer.
I mean, not while we're hanging out, probably. Which, by the way, you agreed. I asked you if you'd come over for dinner on Sunday night, and you said I accept this invitation. So
yeah,
it'll be nice to have you. I was wondering if you had any requests for meals, and we would do our best to accommodate that.
Yeah, I mean, if I could get some like an ostrich egg omelet, that would be wonderful. Yeah, all right. I really like that.
All right. I mean, if you mean it, I'll try everything I can to do it.
No. I don't want ostrich. I prefer.
Ostrich egg? Like, can I go to is there a store within 50 miles that I can go to and they're like, here's an ostrich egg? That's got to be impossible. That's not a real thing, is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had ostrich egg. I was hoping you'd get me one, but
it'd be like a Flintstones thing. But yeah,
exactly.
let me know what you'd like on that menu. I'm all in. I told Hazel last night about it, and she said to Lauren she was talking to Lauren about it after that, and she goes, "Oh yeah, Al's coming over. Coffin drop.
Boom.
Last time you were here for the Royal Rumble, she was doing all her coffin drops.
Yeah, she likes doing the high risk maneuvers.
Yep.
When I'm here. Yeah.
Last night, Vera tells me, she goes, or maybe it was Sunday night. Yeah, we were watching Legends. I had started watching that Dusty thing, and she had me turn it off. And then, like, just before bedtime, she was itching to get more time. And then, she goes, Dad, I want to watch wrestling. No, I do. I want to watch wrestling, so I put it on. It was awesome.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Then she fell asleep a minute later.
Yep. Wow. Update there. Hawk, congrats on quitting cigarettes. I remembered you I believe I remember you working on that maybe. Hell, I haven't talked to you since before January though, right? Quit that in January. Nice job. And then you've quit no more vaping of nicotine or weed since March. That's like 3-4 weeks now. Nice job. That's huge. What is it, Al? 3 weeks? It takes, it takes a lifetime to give up, drugs and alcohol and that shit. But like for regular habits, like 3 weeks and it becomes a little.
You want to get high?
Say something like that.
Well, I applaud anybody who quits smoking. Smoking is a disgusting, vile, horrific habit that leads to a lot of problems in life. And, if that's something you could give up, if that's something that you do, that is something you really should consider stopping. I mean, it's a horrible thing. And, this is coming from a 300-plus pound man who's, on the verge of a heart attack. But, the smoking is just god awful. Luckily, I tried smoking once. I went out to Burning Man and I brought some cigarettes with me. I said, I'm going to take up smoking this week. And it was brutal and I didn't do it. And I'm glad it didn't work out for me. As far as vaping, when the old people, when I was a kid, used to talk about smoking, they would say, well, we didn't know. We didn't know it was bad. We had no idea it was bad. And I think that's what we're going to find out with the vaping. I think it's going to lead to a lot of issues that people aren't even aware of yet when we get 20, 30 years down the road here. 20 years at this point, maybe even 15. I mean, this thing's been around.
I wouldn't doubt it, Al. They were talking about the you remember the vape illness that was going on and nothing. I don't believe I've heard that mentioned again. What was that? The vape cough. What was it called? And then the pandemic happened.
It's a popcorn or something.
Huh? But we haven't heard anything about
something. I do remember that.
We haven't heard anything about the illnesses that were happening, and everybody who had it had been vaping. Like, what's going on with that? That's what I want to know. Anyway,
that the Chicago Bears might be trading out of the 9th pick. How do you feel about this? Would you like them to add, or would you like them to move down yet again?
So here's where I am on that, Al. When the draft happens, if let's say the Bears are in the 9th slot and there are 3 people that are all their top guys of that position and they have them, choice A, B, C, maybe A1, A2, A3 even, their choice 1A, 1, you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
And yes. The Texans there, are they at 12 and they're itching for that spot? If they need to go up to get somebody, and for a fact, like 3 picks later, more than likely your guy's there. Why not? Why not get another pick? Go. I'm all for that. But I haven't been hearing that, the sources are saying that that's the plan, the absolute plan.
Yeah. I think it's very much like video game thinking. That like you're going to get to the 9th spot, you're going to have 3 players you like, and you're going to be able to drop back 2 spaces. Like I think in theory it's a fun concept. I don't know that in actuality that it's going to happen and you're going to get the value you want. I kind of hope they make a selection at 9. I don't mind them trading back. Like I'm not going to throw a pencil across the room if they do. I'm not gonna like be like when the Bears drafted Justin Fields and Clark had a meltdown. I'm not gonna have a meltdown. I'm not gonna cry and whine about it. But
I had an issue with trading up for quarterbacks, and I was wrong.
I get into more fights with Clark for things he's wrong about than anybody I know.
This is true.
The more hard-headed and passionate he is about it, generally the more he's wrong.
I tend to fight you on things, just to fight you on things. I don't know. I don't.
Oh, well, that's mature.
I'm wrong a lot. There's 2 that I can think of that I'm wrong on.
I got about 20. I got a list. If you actually want me to go through it.
And that Jonah Hill movie,
that's on the list. That's number 7 on the list there.
I might have been I might have been there on what was the thing? I might have been wrong. Oh, I don't shit. I lost that thought. Yeah, can you go back to driving this show?
Sean, maybe I'll pull out the text. I mean, he went absolutely. His freak out was, he's from Ohio. Oh my God, he went to Ohio.
I got a thing against Ohio State. What's wrong with that? Huh?
This is the worst move in Bears history. Oh, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan now. Look, I have a hat.
I didn't.
Like it was a whole thing, man.
Get out.
It was brutal.
Man, it's just hard to trade up. It's hard to trade up. I was wrong, Al. I was wrong about trading down for Justin Fields.
You know what I did this morning is I watched Creed 3. I know you saw that movie.
Yeah, what were your thoughts?
It was okay. I tell you what, the first half of the movie, I thought I was like, man, this is one of the worst movies I've seen. Yeah. It was definitely the worst Rocky movie. By the time the movie ended, I'm like, okay, this was a lot better than I thought it was, and it was a pretty good movie. I tell you, I didn't like the death stuff. The stuff with the kid is a little much, you know. When all they needed to do was put captions on the screen. Put fucking closed captions on the screen. I didn't want to have to try to what?
Yeah. Were you watching it on one of the
I'm not. I have no idea what sources I was using, but
I'm just saying, were you watching it somewhere else? And there weren't. That happened to me when I watched that Tom Hanks pirate movie where I couldn't see anything, and I tried to explain to Lauren, it's better if we don't understand him because Tom Hanks can't either. But yes, no, there were subtitles for the whole thing.
Oh, okay. So maybe you know what? I'm going to add a star to the review now. I'm going to give it a. Because I got nothing out of the relationship between the daughter and the father.
That was like some of the good stuff. Like, I was okay on the movie too, by the way. But
yeah.
Wow. All right. No, the family stuff, obviously, like that hit me with the daughter and stuff. That was awesome. Some of it just felt weird. I didn't know who to cheer for in the fight. Like,
yeah.
At times, like they really mixed that line. Like, do you think that Dane is up there when it comes to top villains of the Rocky franchise? That's the
Who was that? Was that the Mike Tyson like guy?
Yeah, that was his the guy, the fight. That was
Mike Tyson.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he was an okay villain. I mean, generally speaking, the Rocky villains don't have a lot of depth to them outside of, obviously Apollo Creed, who
right. That's
spun a whole franchise off of, but
exactly. He had some. In comparison, there was quite a bit. I don't know.
That was all right. It was good. It was worth. It was. If you're a Rocky fan, I think you're gonna like it.
I liked it better than Creed 2, but I mean, it didn't hold a candle to Creed.
Yeah, so. I don't remember Creed 2. I was watching it. I'm like,
exactly.
I don't remember. It was the Russian, right? They did the Russian thing again.
Yeah, Drago's kid.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I thought that was gonna be a lot of fun, but yeah, I'm glad they went off. I'm glad they went to a different story away from that.
Listen, Drago's kid, Apollo's Creed's kid. These guys hold 0 candles to Rey Mysterio's kid. Dominic Mysterio. Now that is the ultimate villain. That is the guy who is taking the world by storm.
Yeah. I texted you the other night before I get there, Al. We just lost like one of our 2 viewers here. Looking at the stats. And maybe should I have given a spoiler alert, like come back in 3 minutes kind of thing here? Because I don't think I didn't give. Yeah.
We didn't spoil anything.
All right, just checking. I told you the other night. I think I was watching some of SmackDown. Yeah, Friday night. That heat that Dom was getting, and I even asked you later. I said, I don't know if they were piping any of that in or not, but you could see people visibly yelling, and it was like they've done such a great job with him.
It was nuclear heat. Yeah, I listen to a podcast after the shows where live people call in who are there, and they're like, man, the nuclear heat that Dom gets is incredible. So yeah, it was crazy. If you're not a wrestling fan, there's a legend named Rey Mysterio. who is the ultimate luchador, the greatest luchador ever. He has a kid. His kid is basically playing AJ Soprano from The Sopranos. He's this entitled, spoiled kid who thinks his father didn't raise him right, and he's entitled to everything. So, and people, he's not great, and everyone hated him at first just to hate him because he was Ray's kid, but now he's actually a bad guy, and he's pulling it off really well.
It's funny they started doing it because they made him so bad that they worked that into it. Like last night, I'm watching with Lauren, and he came out by himself to start talking to Ray, and they'd already prefaced it with saying that flight delays, people couldn't get into town, so they didn't have everybody. So I didn't know. I was like, shit, is that why the rest of his group isn't coming out with him? Because Al, I haven't watched it as much, obviously, but the only times I've really seen Dom, they're standing around him at least. Like I was wondering if that's why. And he came out and he like stumbled over a bit, and Lauren goes, "Oh shit!" And I'm like, "Yeah, that works though. That works." Yeah. Like he stumbled over his lines, and it worked. It's great. That mullet. He's got the Eddie Guerrero mullet because storyline he might have been Eddie's kid, right? So they're playing into that a little bit.
Hell yeah,
right? Like
exactly right.
The mullet thing. Yeah. Is it gonna be like it's going to be like, what's his name? Bad Bunny. Were you telling me that it seems like, and then I watched, that's the angle. It's Bad Bunny and Rey Mysterio at the next one, probably against Dom and Damian Priest, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're definitely, and you know what, kicker. So a couple weeks before the wrestling tickets to Puerto Rico went on sale, we knew Bad Bunny was going to host it. I like Bad Bunny. If you're not if you don't listen to pop music, I don't think you understand. Bad Bunny is probably a top 5 pop star in the world right now. He's that damn good. I mean, he's one of the best musicians out there. And so you had Bad Bunny hosting. I've never been to Puerto Rico, and I looked. Round trip to Puerto Rico was $140.
Whoa.
I could get an Airbnb, an entire apartment for like $50 a night. So I was like, man, this is, all I got to do is buy tickets to the stadium in Puerto Rico, and I'm going to Puerto Rico. But then I read somewhere that like you don't need a passport, but you do need the Real ID is starting.
Right.
It's starting during the week I was going. So I'm like, man, I don't know if I had all this information. So I ordered my birth certificate from the city, all that shit. I got everything together, and then I look, and the thing's not taking effect till 2025. I needed none of that stuff. And I could have went to Puerto Rico. Now the flights are like $250, and the wrestling show is sold out. So now I'm not going to Puerto Rico, but I was very close to going to PR.
They've pushed that thing so many times. They were pushing it before 2020. And then when 2020 happens, they're like, oh, we're going to push this even longer.
Yeah.
Because there'd have been multiple bars at DMVs, Al, at that point.
Right.
Wait, did you just say, so you're not going?
Yeah, I'm not going to Puerto Rico.
Sorry. We can have dinner.
We talking Looney Tunes. That's what we food.
We could sit and watch it at your place where your kids flip around, and we could eat some chips.
Sounds perfect. Sounds like a delight. That weather all week, Al, is pretty great. For business at the shop, last week there was more spring break going on. It would have been nicer to have that, but we're doing all right this week too. Not too shabby. A lot of people from Mexico City was big traveling here last week during their spring break. Yeah. I guess it can be a pretty cheap flight around spring to come to Chicago. And they know, and that like the weather could, the weather could be great that second week of April, first week of April there. Just didn't happen to be. Can you explain a couple other things about WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Much as you had alluded to, or could you let me in on your thoughts? Much as you had alluded to a couple weeks prior, you had mentioned, I think that there's a good chance that the tag team's going to main event the first night, the tag team championships between KO and Sami Zayn and the Usos. And you were right. You had said it before, last year women had headlined. Women have been headlining quite a few years, and that's great. It's been awesome. But that tag team championship deserved to be the headline.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they started putting the women's in the main event. They got 2 nights, might as well give one night to the women. But the women didn't really deserve. I don't want deserve is too strong. They hadn't really earned that spot. The story wasn't there.
The line of where storylines were and stuff. It probably wasn't quite there.
It just made a lot more sense for the tag team match to be in the main event because of the story, the emotional investment the audience had in it, and the fact that there hasn't been a tag team match in the main event since WrestleMania 1.
That's crazy.
So,
and that wasn't real. It wasn't that just
Mr. T.
Yeah, that's not a real tag team.
No,
that's not tag team wrestling. That
main event, and then the women's match took place before the tag team match again.
Okay,
and that's right, tag team back again. But the women actually had probably a better match than the closer, the show closer. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair is probably the best women's match in American history.
Really?
Yeah,
that's great.
So
all right, I'm gonna watch
those girls crushed it. Yeah, that's a legit match. That's a great match.
That's great.
They wrestled. They wrestled like men. It was. They put on a spectacle. So props out to. And Rhea Ripley is just insane right now. She's just fantastic.
Athleticism right there is pretty fantastic. Before we jump off, well, I guess we are going to talk probably a little bit about that tag team main event match and where they've gone from here. But did you catch video of Becky or the pictures that she shared? I saw it on Twitter, I think yesterday. Becky Lynch just talking about how she was in tears watching Sammy and Kevin win the match. And they showed pictures backstage after of her and Seth talking to the two of them and her hugging them. And it showed a picture of them back in Ring of Honor 15 years ago or something.
Oh, wow.
She said, when I first got here, these were the guys. We traveled together. This is it. And they're best friends. So I don't know. I just thought it was phenomenal that she gave those props out to him in real life. On Twitter. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, who would have thought that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens would main event a WrestleMania? 2 best friends, 2 French Canadians, best friends, who don't have the body of wrestlers, who don't look like wrestlers, but yet they managed to be in this moment. And, it was very special for them. It was very special to the fans. It was great. Yeah, Rhea Ripley is hot. There's no question about that. Going back to the chat room here.
Oh, yeah, she's awesome. I like what they've done with her too, with Dominic and the group as well.
I'm actually, Hawker mentioned that he's not a wrestling fan, but he knows who she is, and that actually surprises me. I'm gonna
guess that Hawk just went and looked up Rhea Ripley. Probably.
He said an actual wrestling name I know, which
okay.
So that surprises me. I wouldn't guess that she would be somebody who isn't a fan would know. Mark Lang gets it. He knows that the women killed it that night. No, it's the goth wrestler. It is. She is the goth wrestler. The dominatrix wrestler.
The old Carson's Puri Scott building down on State Street. Done by Louis Sullivan for his Nature Works. It's now a Target. And I guess on Instagram a few years back, people started calling it the Goth Target. I don't know if you've ever seen. Look that up too.
What's the place in the mall that all the goth kids go to? What was that?
Hot Topic. Am I wrong?
Yeah, Hot Topic. No, you're right. That's it. Hot Topic.
Yeah.
I was never a goth kid, Clark. I don't know if you know this about me.
I gather that. I don't know if you knew this about me. I wasn't either. You might.
I did. When I first got into radio, I decided I'm only going to wear black. I'm going to be like Johnny Cash. I wear black jeans and a black button-up shirt. And, I was a hipster before hipsters. I had the Harley Race mustache and the whole 9 yards. But that was the closest I ever got to being goth. But then I realized if you wear black all the time, in the summer, it's very hot.
Oh, absolutely. And people might have thought you were trying to be goth.
No, I mean, I don't think I looked goth. Oh, yeah, the alley.
I think the makeup is a little more. Oh, yeah, the alley. Yep, that makes sense. Huh.
I remember as a kid, my buddy Jeff used to drag us down to the alley. That was the big trip into the city. You'd park over by that. Where the Pizza Hut used to be. It's gone now. But there was a Pizza Hut, and there's like the Sports Authority across the street, or it's a Target now. I think a Target's in that mall. I think on Western. We'd park there for free, and then we'd walk to Target.
Okay. Yeah. Yesterday, I went to Costco with my youngest, with Vera, and then she looked over at the store and, Dad, what's that store called? It was Target. And she goes, oh, yeah, it has the Target on it. So when we're driving home, she told her mom, she goes, we went to Costco and Target. Like, she's taking notes in her head these days so she can impress people. She knows what she's doing. She's vindictive, and don't let her fool you. On the way down, she made me so mad. I told her on the way to Indiana, I said, I'm not going to respond to you until we get there. So you know what happens when you tell a 4-year-old that you're not going to respond to them? Dad,
they make sure you respond.
Dad. It was fucking infuriating. And then I laughed. It was a time. Anyway, back to WrestleMania. How about the main event night 2? Cody.
I liked it. A lot of people weren't happy with the results. And I on the other hand, we talked about this going in, that I thought Roman Reigns should win. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, he did. I was convinced going into that match he wasn't going to win. And the way they wrestled that match,
he did. I got it right. I promise.
It looked like he was going to lose. Like Roman was going to lose. They designed the match so it looked like like the underdog was going to win in the end, and that didn't happen. And man, were people pissed.
Wow. I mean, that's exactly what is going on, right? Like,
that's right. Hey, before I forget, I saw a tweet of yours about your kid wanting a dustbuster. And I want to advocate on behalf of your child and say, get the kid the dustbuster.
Well, absolutely. But should I be concerned? Should I be
concerned? How?
Like, my kid wants to clean. Do you know me? Like, I'm not good at that kind of thing.
She probably wants a dustbuster to suck up ants.
I want to pay somebody to come and clean our place. But now I guess I don't have to. I guess I got child labor.
She's probably not going to use it to clean. She's going to use it to suck up ants or,
I'm not getting it for her then. You got to.
Let her.
No, if you're getting a dustbuster, you're getting a dustbuster to use as a dustbuster.
It's a child. Let the child's imagination use it for whatever she wants. Get it knowing she's going to break it. I mean, she's going to destroy the damn thing. But hell, let her have a dustbuster. When I was a kid, Clark, all I wanted was a juicer. Okay, I wanted to mix magical concoctions of juice beverages. And this day, I probably would have been the juicing king of Chicago. I probably would be a multi-millionaire in the juice industry if they would have gotten me the damn juicer. But no, they said it'd be messy. I would make a mess, and fruit's expensive. I would have found ways to buy fruit. I would have had a job, and I would have went down to Beach Fruit Market, and I would have made the greatest juices.
Fair enough. Let me get her. I'll get her the dustbuster, and she can use it as she wishes. Great point. But I do want to ask you this: now that you're an adult living in your own place, why don't you go get that juicer now? Get that electric one. Spend up even, or spend middle. Get a nice one. And then think about how difficult that's going to be to clean that sumbitch in your apartment. Think about that.
You make me sound like I'm a special needs adult. No. Now that you have your own place, I mean, it's good. You should get yourself a juicer. See what you want. You got to clean it though.
Now, I hope I was saying that as a man who's never lived in a place by himself, and I'm very jealous of that. That's what I was saying. You have your own place. Like I don't.
I do. Here's a fun fact. I haven't lived with another person. Well, I did. I lived with my dad for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But I've lived alone since I was 20, man. I just don't I don't like people. But I tell you, I like being in my underwear and doing what I want to do.
I would pay to watch Hawker, who says, watch this happen. I worked at a donut shop as a kid. The dustbuster was our best defense against bees near the dumpster.
Oh yeah.
That could you imagine looking over? You're walking into the store, and there's these kids working there. They're fighting bees with a dustbuster. That's amazing.
Yeah, that was the 90s. That was the 80s, and that was before the internet. Now, you know what people do? They go on the internet and they Google bees around dumpster, and they find out, like, if you put lemon juice out or something, you know, you mix lemon juice and cinnamon, it gets rid of the bees. You know,
We used
back
to
in
have
my
a
day,
lot-
back in Hawker's day, you used to go out there and you dust bust bees, man.
There were, yeah, you're right. There's a lot more trial and error, is what I think back in the day. What do you do when you're in a bind? Do you do trial and error? Or do you go to the Google?
I like try. You know what? With fantasy football and building Excel spreadsheets and doing all that stuff, I did it all through trial and error. I do my best work through trial and error. Now I did read some books and whatnot, but last night when I installed the air conditioner, I could not have gotten it done without some dude's help on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. Those are the things right
So
there. I'm impressed that you put that in. Great work. That's nice job. I thought about putting in my new water heater when that thing broke for a second, and then I'm like, nope.
yeah,
Paid somebody. There are some things
there's
you got
some
to pay
things.
somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. There's things you don't want to dick around with because, 4 hours later you're in the weeds, man, and like
Yep.
it's all falling apart. Oh, I got
Yep.
to check WWE stock. Man, I made a killing off this WWE stock.
Oh yeah,
See,
me
I hope
too.
today's a good day.
Me too. I made $25, Al. How about that? $25. I had I don't know, $100 went to 125. That deal sent them flying up, didn't it?
Yeah, it
They
did.
got bought by the company. Oh, it's up to 102.87.
Yeah, I got it at
Oh,
102.98.
I'll be damned. There it is.
I bought it about $75 a share.
Now,
I don't know if I should sell it or not, though. Like that's where I'm at.
what happens when like a big company buys them, the company that owns UFC? What traditionally happens when companies come together like that? Like their stock, does it combine? How does this work? Have you read up on this?
I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out. Like, do I sell? I bought it at $74.37 a share.
Oof.
So,
I got some more after Vince had left. I picked up a little bit more, and that's how I was able to make a little bit more off of it. So
I bought this company. I love this. Oh my God, it's up 7%. Nice. I bought this company. It's a Canadian company. What these weasels do, they bought all this equipment. They bought all this mining equipment. And what they're doing is they're going into the ocean and they're picking up all the minerals and materials and metals on the bottom of the sea. And they're mining that. And as long as the Canadian government gives them okay, I think that stock is gonna skyrocket. Went up 7% today. I bought it at like, I don't know. It's a cheap stock, it's like a couple cents.
sure. All right.
I bought it at 77 cents. It's up to 83 cents now. So, hell yeah.
All right.
That's a stock portion of the show.
We did it. Way to go.
This is CNN.
The Clark News Network.
I had said it a while back that I didn't know if it made sense for Cody to win either. So
Yeah.
him losing, this is the story now. So now he's going to go against Brock, right?
Yeah, him and Brock Lesnar.
If he can beat Brock, then he can build his way back. And what are you thinking the chances of in Detroit, Cody versus Roman, the rematch at SummerSlam?
I think it's very possible. SummerSlam tickets go on sale Friday, so I'm going to be getting my tickets. I don't know if you're going or not, but I definitely am. So, the Bears are going to Germany, so I don't know if you're going to be going to the doucheland or.
I wanted to talk a little bit about two main events that were possibilities. I thought two had moved overseas. Come to find out, All Out likely still going to be around here, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused. I think a lot of people are confused because are they really going to set up two pay-per-views like a week apart?
Are they a week apart? That's the date
Yeah,
of that's
man.
the week after. Well, how
It's
about
like
this?
like
I'll go. I will angle tonight to go to SummerSlam.
Mhm.
But there's a good chance I'd have to give up All Out if it's happening. In order to do
yeah,
it.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
Then
What
you can go to your little lake house, and you'd probably be better for you.
what are your Ooh, I gotta look at that real quick too. Hang on. No, we don't
Uh-oh.
go to a lake that weekend. But I gotta look at the schedule for that. For
The
when I
life
go
of Riley. Look at you. You go on these. You go on multiple vacations a year. You got a nice
two-day
house.
trip to Michigan, 2 hours away. Huge trips. I go on all these big
Yeah.
giant trips.
What do you do? You sit at a lake house? Do you go on water skis? Like, these are things the elite do, Clark. I know you think you're like, it's nothing. Oh, it's just a 3-hour trip to Michigan. People die for that kind of stuff. Like, that's the life. You live the life of Riley with your dopey hats and your beard, and and all you do is bitch. All you do is bitch and moan and complain about the world around you when you're living the life of a
I'm
movie
blessed.
star from the 1930s.
I'm blessed. I just thought the gist of this show was bitching about things. I didn't know.
No, that's my job, Clark.
Okay.
I'm not
So
the blessed
you
one.
do the bitching and I'll be happy go lucky. And then you won't bitch at me about that at all. No, that's what you'll do.
Well, I'll
That's
bitch about no, yeah, it's my job.
okay. I don't think we're going August. Well, fuck. August 5th is Lollapalooza. God damn it. Ah. We'll talk, Al.
All right, we'll talk.
It's going to be really hard for me to leave the shop Lollapalooza weekend. This whole summer, the whole park is fucked. NASCAR.
Yeah,
man.
now you got the Democratic convention.
That's the following year, and that will actually work out because it's not going to be happening in Grant fucking Park. That'll be great because more people will come. NASCAR, I don't
No,
know.
no. It decreases tourism. They said on the news today.
Oh,
Every city that it happens, it scares people. It scares people away from the city during that week because of all the security and such. So,
Christ.
But maybe like Hillary Clinton will get on one of your scooters and you can take her around. I don't know, Hucker. Jesse Smollett. He got taken down in Chicago, so it's not a safe place to be. Rednecks or whatnot, but
We're gonna be fine. That's the thing. I mean, they're gonna have increase. I mean, it was here in '96 and that went well. They said that did great for the local economy. Just maybe not for tourism, huh? All right. Well, we'll see.
oh yeah, rednecks are going to come for NASCAR.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know if they're going to come.
And I don't think,
rednecks don't like Chicago.
I think that there's another NASCAR fan out there as well that will. I think there is a NASCAR fan that comes. And then
one
there's
guy.
a NASCAR fan that doesn't. No, like I'm telling you.
Dwight.
I mean, NASCAR is kind of a rich man's sport, Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Like the people who listen to David Allen Coe probably won't come, but the people who listen to Lyle Lovett will come.
Okay.
Like that's
a
the separation of the redneck.
Perfect.
The Ravinia rednecks will come.
Those who go see Alabama at Ravinia.
Yeah. Those rednecks will. They'll be there.
I did. Well, I listened to Alabama at Ravinia. If you have the lawn seats, you don't really see them.
I saw Alabama in their prime. Randy Owens and the boys. Man, I tell you what, these kids have ruined that song Dixieland Delight. With their little the college football stuff they yell in there and
what
all that.
Who yells that stuff?
You know what I'm talking about.
No,
a little loving, a little turtle doving on the Mason's exit line.
I know the song, but what's the college Which
Fuck
college? Is it
Auburn.
Alabama?
Fuck Auburn and LSU.
Oh, so it's Alabama. It's an Alabama thing.
And Alabama too.
Okay. Oh, then which school does it?
Hold
Which
her up
team?
tight against the wall.
Is it the Ole Miss fans?
I don't know.
If only there was a way to find that out in 2023.
Who gives a shit? And they ruined the song. That's the point. I don't care the who's, the what's, or the whens. I care the fact that they destroyed that song. Every time that people sing that song, everybody's got to yell all that stupid shit and destroy a masterpiece.
That's got to be like what happened to like Family Tradition.
A little bit. That was okay. That was, that was fun.
To get drunk. No, that's fun. That's allowed.
Yeah.
You're okay with that. But don't throw in this.
All right, Hawker. Have a good night, buddy.
Good night, Hawk. Great to see you. Thank you so much. Have a good night. I'm glad that they joined. I was going to ask you. Actually, I already did.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Holy shit. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for that. Is there something else I can help with?
Stop.
What is going on? Who's taking over the show?
Siri's taking over from my computer. I didn't even say it, did I? My Lord.
I don't know, man. Who knows? These computers are taking over everything. And every time I see an article online, all they do is mention Al. And I think, oh my God, this is about me. I'm taking over. But little do I know it's AI.
Oh, it's I. Yeah. The little I looks like an L. Yeah, I get it.
That should be the capital I, Clark.
Okay.
The little I looks like an I.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has a dot, but the capital I looks like an L.
True. Any word from that's a good point. Yes, you are right. Any word on Bray Wyatt? Is that just done? Is he in a place?
He is yeah, like he's having another mental breakdown or some shit, or he's sick, or I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Like it didn't work. We tried. It looked cool on when he was returning.
It works better. It works better when he's returning and not back. That's
yes,
when it works.
Exactly.
Like maybe that's what they're doing. They're like, all right, for next WrestleMania, we'll start doing that again. I don't know.
The sizzle's more enticing than the steak.
Yep. Yeah. I'm with you. All I see the talk about
was at the beer stand was.
Speaking of All In, remember when I was like, oh shit, they've moved it? I mixed up the names. Like they're going with the same name as that original show before
the
AEW,
first one.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
Where we were there, third row. No big deal. Sold out, They sold out a 10,000 seat arena for the first time. An indie show did that. We were there. Remember Cody? The first time that he grabbed the high gold, the first time he's ever held the world's championship was there.
Yeah, very special moment.
I thought they might show that. No, I guess they wouldn't. I thought there was a chance, but that's probably Ring of Honor property, New Japan property. I thought they might show the footage in the package or in that show last night with Dusty, since it was about Cody a bit or about the whole story. I thought maybe him winning it, the same title as him, but I don't know. Dustin was on that. Did you see the Dusty thing the other night?
I did not know. I did not. I know.
Dustin
I know all about Dusty, so I didn't watch that. That stuff generally isn't. It's made for more mainstream.
Yeah, and it was good. It is, and it was great. I agree with you on all of that. It was fantastic.
I don't doubt it's good.
Lauren watched some of it with me. It was good. Yeah. The latest season, or the first season, has come to a conclusion, Al, of Quantum Leap, the reboot, the new season of Quantum Leap. It's over, and I'll watch season 2. I'm still there. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, we know you like bad television. Like that's never been in dispute.
True.
So
true.
I mean, I'm glad you like bad things. It's fine. You can enjoy things that the majority of people don't like, and that's perfectly copacetic with the world, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I tend to like things that are good, like things that other people enjoy too, that have mass appeal. But there are things I don't like. Everyone was shitting on the Almas, the 7-foot giant match against Brock Lesnar when that was announced, and unsurprisingly to me, they pulled it off, and I knew they would. That was a fun match, and I was talking to one of my coworkers, and he was kind of bitching about the match. And I told him, I'm like, no, you don't get it. Like, people who don't normally watch wrestling, like, I was always, when I was a kid, like, mesmerized by giants and, like, that whole thing. Like, we know, like, if you're a hardcore fan, those guys can't wrestle,
right?
But they don't really need to. But I put on WrestleMania on the screen at work in a crowded bar, and the only match that everybody in the bar was staring at and mesmerized by was Almas versus Brock Lesnar.
Wow.
They knew who Brock Lesnar was, and they loved watching this giant fight him. The Legend of Vox Machina on Prime.
That all makes sense. No. That all makes complete sense to me. So, if you watch The Legend of Vox Machina on Prime, seasons 1 and 2, it's adult D&D cartoons. Al? I don't know. Maybe.
I'll check it out. I'm generally not big into cartoons. I just like, I don't know why. When I was a kid, I loved them, but even South Park, I don't engage in much anymore.
Funny that you say that. Like, I don't know why either. I don't really watch cartoons.
Yeah.
Huh.
I hate Bob's Burgers. You know this. I think that's the death of comedy in America.
Wait a minute. It's the death of comedy in America? What is it?
There's a bard who gets caught eating a demon's pussy. Okay, I'll check it out. That's a selling point.
I'm in, Al says. I'm in.
I like demonic cunnilingus. I mean, who doesn't? Yeah. I think Bob's Burgers. It really is. It's a reflection of the humor of a generation I disagree with, and it's not funny. It's a terribly unamusing program. The characters annoy the piss out of me. I really think, and if I had some powers, I would call network executives to do everything I can to get Bob's Burgers canceled. I am the health department to Bob's Burgers. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
sorry, I guess I've never felt that way about it.
No, you wouldn't. I mean, it's the hipsters love it.
Why am I always a hipster? Like,
because you are. Like,
I don't understand.
You are, brother. You are.
Every show we do, it's something about the way I dress, my hair. I got rid of the mullet for you.
Yeah, you didn't get rid of it for me.
No, I got it. I did it for you.
Yeah, for me. Get out of here. I think your wife said she was done with it.
Huh?
I thought your wife said she was done with it.
I mean, she did, absolutely. But that's not why.
No. It's because of me.
No, it was a 2022 thing. I cut it off before the end of 2022. I did it last year. That was last year's.
Now you got the new hipster haircut. Like, that's the new style. Look at that thing. Man, your forehead is getting bigger, though. Like, it is. You got some a little receding going on there.
There's nothing receding. I just
there you go. You need to do that because that forehead is getting massive.
Get out of here. See everything. No, that's
like I thought. You keep if that forehead gets any higher, I'm gonna expect.
You show me the receding.
If that forehead gets any higher, I think John Cena's gonna come out. You know what I mean?
Get out of here. This is the same forehead that I've had forever. The hair's never come any lower than that. I swear.
Holy crap! You could show. We could go in your backyard and you could put movies on that thing.
A little bit. Oh, wait a minute. That's awesome. I've been wanting to be bald since I was 30. Like if I'm getting, what about up here? Got one of these. All right. For those podcast listeners, sorry you don't get to see this. I've wanted to be bald since I was 30. and I'm not yet. I've also wanted to be gray, getting there a little bit. I use some shower stuff that kind of helps it fill in so it doesn't get as gray as it is, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're no Vince McMahon.
He brought back the mustache. Thanks, Hawk.
I'm thinking.
I appreciate that.
I'm thinking about doing the Vince McMahon look. I think I'm going to try to pull that off. The pencil thin mustache with the the slick back, just for men, great hair.
Do it.
The black dyed.
I'm in. Are you buying into him being back running creative?
Well, I mean, he is back. Anyway, you slice it. The dude's back.
Right.
I don't think I think what he said is truthful. I don't think he's going to be in the weeds or smoking the weeds of the creative, but I think he is going to have some say in it, and that's a shame. It's a shame. For years we've suspected that he just hasn't had it anymore, and that WWE's creative has kind of sucked. So we lose him for like 9 months, and we get a taste of what it's like without him, and now we know it's better without him. We know it's been confirmed that the show is a lot more entertaining. It goes by. There's things to invest in when he's gone, and now he, I don't know how much he's going to be involved, and I'm hoping not much. And it's possible he doesn't. It's possible he doesn't ruin this, and maybe Ari Emanuel fires him. I don't know, or they can't really fire him, but they can definitely strip him of the ability to manipulate creative.
That's Rom's brother, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's what that TV show is about. Ari.
Yeah. That was based on him, right? The sports. Yeah.
I think so. I don't.
Yeah. I don't get what they thought was going so wrong. Like with Ari there now. Like, why did Vince take creative back when they bought it?
Well, he didn't take creative back. He just, the Monday after Mania, he showed up and, he is the boss, and he went and he threw his weight around. After he told the staff, they basically had a meeting like, hey, look, Vince is not coming back to take over creative. And then he went and he took over creative for the night. And then SmackDown, he wasn't there. And then yesterday, he wasn't there. And the shows felt like he wasn't there. So, we'll see. We'll see where this leads, but it's definitely worth watching.
Oh, so he's not going to be on the regular?
No.
Okay. But he has the final say.
But he does have the ability if he wanted to. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Triple H has done a damn fine job.
I agree.
I don't see what was wrong with that. I mean, it was what did you call it? The best WrestleMania?
Yeah, I think it was the best WrestleMania, in my opinion. And that part of that's recency biased. Maybe if I went back and watched all 47 WrestleManias, I'd think different. But of my recent memory, and I have gone back and watched a lot of WrestleManias. It's my favorite by far for last decade or so.
You might not know the answer to this, but
that's not true. I know the answer.
But you might have more of an insight than I do. When it comes to Major League Baseball, these days, the average baseball game is somewhere, I don't know exactly, but I'm guessing it's around 2 hours, 30 minutes, somewhere in there. Some games are 2 hours, 10 minutes, just down the street from where you are. My question there is, I wonder if people are showing up noticeably less drunk when they get to the bar after the game, because it's got to be harder to have as many beers at the ball game. So are people less drunk, or am I an idiot and they just got drunk enough before the game and whatnot?
You can't handle the truth.
No, I'm good. I can handle it. I can handle it.
People who want to get drunk, Clark. They might start earlier going into the game, and then, they might start at the grocery store before the game, and then they continue it on the bus to the game, and then they continue it through the game, and then they continue it after the game. So I don't think there's any issue with people being less drunk.
But when they arrive, perhaps they're less drunk. Not that they're not going to stay there and then drink more, but when they arrive at the bar, perhaps less drunk.
No, I think they're the same level of intoxication.
My strategy of going to the bathroom and grabbing a beer at the ballpark is going to have to change, because what used to take 2/3 of an inning now likely takes an inning and a half to 2 innings. Just saying.
Well, what happened while I was at the beer stand was,
see, the game went on. The game went on. There were at least 9 to 20 outs that happened, all while I was at the beer stand. Can you believe it?
I believe it. Can you dig it, sucker? All
right.
Viva la raza!
Hawk
Did
said,
you see the
for real this time? We'll see. Maybe we'll say something again that'll draw him back in. We were talking TV. Oh, go ahead. Did I see what?
Did you see the Conan induction of Rey Mysterio?
No, I didn't.
Well,
Conan.
I highly recommend going and checking that out.
Really?
It's probably the best. It's probably the best Hall of Fame induction in the history of wrestling, in the history of the WWE Hall of Fame.
Better than Sly Stallone inducting Hulk Hogan. And I say that sarcastically.
I believe it just edged it out just slightly.
Just barely. That's amazing. That's great.
And,
what about you know what's funny? I can only think of horrible ones that stick out in memory. I was going to say Hillbilly Jim because I can only think of horrible. Well, I guess his wasn't the induction. His was being inducted, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. That bore.
Remember he went on and like,
just droned.
They wouldn't play him off. Oh.
Yeah. That was like the last year that they allowed wrestlers just to talk unlimited. Ric Flair gave one of the worst inductions into the Hall of Fame.
Who did he induct?
The Great Muta.
Oh boy.
He's like, look, hey, I'm out here, the Great Muta's getting inducted tonight. But let me tell you about my time in Japan. And let me tell you about this. It was just like all about Ric Flair. It was hysterically bad. And then the Great Muta came out and he's like, I know speak the English. He spit some mist and it was done. So that was a good one. But I highly recommend checking out Conan's induction of Rey Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio's speech was really good too. I think you'd enjoy it.
I absolutely will. Were there any attacks that happened there? Like did Dominic attack him or anything?
No, Dominic did walk out on his dad's speech.
Oh,
like
his dad. That's smart.
Yeah, like his dad started speaking and him and Rhea just got up and left.
That's smart. That's great. Nice.
But it was a really good Hall of Fame induction. And yeah, Conan, like if I die or if I get put into the podcast Hall of Fame, I'm gonna see if Conan will come to the induction, my induction. Not you, not anyone else. I'm gonna see if I can get Conan.
Okay. Do you want me to reach out like now or are you going to do this?
No. Yeah. I mean, if you want to reach out on my behalf, that's fine. You got your connections.
Yep. Yeah, that'll work. In other news, I somewhat should be involved with Vera tonight. I know you need to do some shopping. And what I mean about involved with Vera, she woke up at 3:00 and threw up this morning. So she was home all day with her mother. So I might want to run up there here in just the next few because it's bedtime, past bedtime, but we'll see.
All right. Well, I mean, we could do that. I don't have much left to say.
Can you send me a picture of your receipt from Jewel so I can use it for box tops?
The new air conditioner? Yeah, I'll get it right here. I'll send it right now.
I don't even think I need the total. I do want to see your new air conditioner. I absolutely want to see that.
Right over right now.
Hazel has figured out how to send me text messages. She'll send me pictures from her mom's phone. And she wrote Hazel funny today. And sent
when does she get a phone?
I was thinking that on my commute home out today. I wasn't getting creative. As you mentioned, driving, you can't really flow the creative juices, but I'm just like, my Lord, like, I don't want her to have a phone until I was 18 when I got a phone, Al, because that's when they came out. I have no idea. My mind's blown there right now. I'd love the ability to communicate with her via text, which is crazy. But I fight that urge to like,
Well, can she type yet?
Obviously, she's 5 right now, and she can't really type. But
yeah. So probably not now.
I'm not doing it at 5. I've always thought there's no way I'm doing it at 10. Like but I have no idea. It's such a weird place. There's GPS trackers for kids now. There's all this stuff. I don't know what to do.
Well, let's Google it. What age should you
Have a phone.
give
25.
a kid a cell phone? And the survey says about 28% of parents wait until the ages of 15 to 17. 16 thinks it's a fine to let kids as young as 9 have their own phones.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good.
So 15 to 17 seems to be the age. Many kids are ready for a cell phone by the age of 13, but the decision really boils down to your child's maturity. Oh, well, then no way. And phone's necessity. So,
is there a device my kids can text from on Wi-Fi? That's what I'm looking for. And it looks like there's a watch from Verizon that they have that will do it.
yeah.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
I would imagine there's kid-safe texting devices.
It's got the GPS on it. I don't know if I want to do that. Like, Al, part of the freedom was riding down to the convenience store as a kid, like, when you weren't supposed to. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like, have a little bit of, like, make some smart, dumb decisions. I think that's part of growing up.
But having a phone wouldn't necessarily negate that. I mean, I remember as a kid, like, I didn't have much parental structure. I mean, I was pretty much, I could do whatever I want by the time I was 12. Really 7. I was like cooking scrambled eggs and riding my bike, miles and miles away. One time I tried riding my bike from Park Ridge to Kittyland, and I was trying to get to Westchester, and I made it to Kittyland, and I was probably 6 years old. So,
You rode your bike from Westchester to Kittyland?
No, from Park Ridge to Kittyland.
From Park Ridge to Kittyland. Holy shit.
I was trying to get to Westchester.
Oh, I see. All right.
My grandma lived in Westchester.
I got you. And you made it to Kittyland.
Yeah.
But I mean, I imagine like you didn't have money with you to pay to get into Kittyland, did you?
No. Some people finally they're like, "Hey kid, what are you doing on the side of the road? Riding your bicycle?" And I'm like, "I'm going to my grandmother's." And they're like, "Where's that?" I'm like, "Westchester." They're like, "Well, where are you from?" They're like, "Park Ridge." They're like, "We need to take you home. Figure out where your parents are."
Yep. And was that the day where like somebody just took you there?
Yeah, I got into a stranger's car and they took me home.
Yep.
Could have went many different ways, but luckily for me, it went the right way.
You make dumb decisions, like I said, and you're fine. You're here.
But what I was getting at is like, even when I was like 14, 15, you'd spend all day away from your parents, riding your bike around. But at some point you would need to check in and you would have to find a phone. You would have to go to somebody's house and call them or call from a payphone because you needed to check in. My friends did, with responsible parents. I only had to check in with my mom like once a day, if that. So
an adult could bike Park Ridge to Westchester in an hour and 24 minutes.
Yeah, it probably took me about 6 hours. It was like an all-day thing.
And where was Kittyland?
Kittyland is
River,
kind of near where Gene and Juice is, North Avenue.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
North and River
Grove ish. Yep.
Yeah, River Grove.
Wow, that's a hell of a ride, Al.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a ride. Nice. Like when I was in high school, we went to Chicago when we told our parents that we were going to a movie at the drive-in, which meant that you could get home after midnight if you went to the double show. Like your parents would be like, "All right, just don't let the police see you," or something. That was approved.
Yeah.
But we went to Chicago instead, which, you go east of 47 where I come from, and that's the city. So, but we went all the way into Chicago, and that's where, a few people took advantage. Like they gave me, I gave them $10 to put stuff out of a Coca-Cola bottle on my shoes because he was cleaning my shoes.
I remember one time we got busted. Me and a bunch of friends got in trouble in Lake County, Illinois. The police had us on the ground,
Oh, shit.
you know, laying on the ground. And they eventually let us go. And I'll never forget what the cop said. It was just like in The Big Lebowski. He goes, "You boys stay the fuck out of Lake County." And you know what? I haven't been back to Lake County since. I stayed a cook, man.
Hell yeah. That's good. That's great. Ugh. I skipped out on jury duty.
Oh, that's a shame, man.
No, I called in. You can call in and hit a button and say defer this for 3 months? ? Yep. So
I love jury duty. I've only been asked once, and I never got on a jury. But
I'm ready. I'm in. I'll do a jury. I'm in, especially if it's the off season. Get me in.
all right. Well, you know, I guess I'll let you go. You know, go play with your sick kid. I'm gonna go get some sick food.
What's
And
the number one thing? What's number one on the shopping list tonight?
I think I'm gonna make chili this week, so I'm gonna get the chili ingredients. And of course, ice cream is always number one, Clark.
All right. I had thought about making chili when you came over, but I'm like, that's Al's chili recipe. I'm not gonna make his own fucking recipe. He makes
No, I'd be all right with that. You know, well, you know what? I'm making it this week, so yeah.
You're making it this week, so we won't. We got something else. That'll do.
All right.
Probably gonna order.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night,
Dr. Pepper, and thank you, Chancellor, or Dr. Pepper, and thank you, Chancellor.
Thank you all for listening.
Shut your mouth, you thong wearing fatty.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
Until next time, good night.